Get your towels ready, it's about to go down. Everybody in the place hit the fucking deck, but stay on your motherfucking toes.
All right, I'm on a podcast, and I'm Camille Demek.
And I'm on a podcast, and I'm Andrew Clemes.
Okay, our second episode. It's official. Awkwafina.
Yep.
Musical guest Travis Scott. Mm-hmm. So today, we're gonna run through the episode, and then let's talk a little bit about people that SNL introduced to you for the first time.
Okay.
That might be interesting.
Yeah.
Breaking character. This episode, I really want to talk about it because I was kind of annoyed at one point.
Okay,
you probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's a little bit of it.
Yeah. And I want to introduce like a new category to our sketch review thing that we're doing.
Okay.
Because I feel like not everything fits into like bad, good.
There's a lot of just okay sketches out there.
There's like,
yeah.
meh.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
all
We can
right.
have a meh sketch.
So I didn't know Awkwafina done much before this episode. So
Okay.
let's talk a little bit about her. I made some notes here. She's actually born in the same year as me.
Really?
88. Are you 88 as well?
No, I'm 87.
87.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So she's like a rapper, actress, like stand-up comedian, I guess, writer.
Yeah, YouTube star, kind of.
Like a female version of Donald Glover, I guess.
Kind of. She kind of does it all. I think this is just her time now where she's kind of breaking into the mainstream. Donald Glover's kind of been in the mainstream for a while now, but
Yeah.
I think Crazy Rich Asians, his appearance on SNL, she'll probably be in a bunch of movies coming up next year.
Ocean's
probably.
8 she was in.
Yeah,
as well.
so... And she's
She's got 2 albums, actually. 2 rap albums.
I encourage people to go out and check out her stuff on YouTube. It's quite, some of it's quite funny, so it's quite different. Like, I like it.
She was also in Neighbors 2. Have you seen Neighbors 2?
I have, but I don't remember her from it.
I think she was one of like the girls. Like,
Was she?
You know,
Yeah.
kind of like a
No,
secondary
that makes sense.
character,
That makes
like,
sense. She's
kinda
pretty
background.
funny.
Maybe the episode didn't reflect it that much in the end, although I had high hopes from the start. I think this is a good point to kind of go into like our past and talk about people that SNL introduced to you that you haven't heard of before, and you kind of saw the episode and you're like, who is that? They're great. I'm going to follow them from now on.
Ooh, that's interesting. Do you have people in mind for you?
Yeah, it's nothing like spectacular, but like maybe it's weird that I haven't heard of that person before, and SNL introduced that person to me. But
Okay.
Dane Cook,
Really?
Dane Cook.
I, as a host?
yeah, that was
Okay.
around when I started watching SNL, and he came up. That was like when he was first starting to blow up, like really big.
Yeah.
And he came out. That was his first time hosting, and he did like a 15-minute stand-up thing in his
Yeah.
monologue. I didn't know his comedy that much before.
Yeah.
Obviously, we all know what happened to Dane Cook.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody realized that it's a kind of like a frat party humor kind of a thing.
Well, we can
But-
do a separate podcast
yeah,
on
you
Dane
could,
Cook.
yeah.
But
But I loved it back then because I was
He was the
17,
best.
18.
Yeah,
that
he
was
was-
my humor,
Dude, he was perfect.
and I actually loved this episode because of his manic energy.
How many years ago was that?
Oh my god, dude, that was before he even did the whole Vicious Circle. Remember that big
that
HBO
big,
special?
Yeah, the big tour. Yeah.
And then he did Turgasm. That was
Yeah.
kind of like, he was huge at that. He was the
Yeah.
first comedian that basically started doing like the whole social media thing.
Yeah. That's how he became big.
That's how he basically
MySpace.
became big. I was listening to another podcast with him the other day. Yeah, he was talking about it, and it made me realize, nobody did that before.
No, MySpace following was huge. That's how he became huge. Yeah, he was like the biggest thing in comedy,
just
biggest
funny,
thing in
yeah.
entertainment back for those few years then.
It's just funny that I haven't heard about him before.
So then from
And then
that episode,
from
you
that
started
on, I started
watching him.
Googling, downloaded his albums
Yeah.
legally, let's say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was me. What about you?
Probably not for hosts. Mine's a bit of a different one. Mine probably is more of like a retro kind of realization of people. So when I was going back to watch old episodes of SNL, I came across people like Chevy Chase.
Right.
So when I was younger, like he was already not really that big of a star anymore. When I was in my teens and that, he was already kind of, past his prime.
You probably knew Griswolds and all that.
Well, no, but not even like I didn't even know like Caddyshack and all that stuff, because I would have never have watched those movies, because I would have just thought, oh, they're old movies and like the humor won't be my type of humor, that kind of thing. But when I started going back and watching old SNLs with like Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd, and then suddenly all these movies that like my dad was talking about, like Caddyshack and the Blues Brothers and all that kind of stuff. I started to go back and watch those and realize that these guys are hilarious. And then obviously Chevy Chase has kind of popped up again on Community,
Yeah.
and those other guys haven't really. Dan Aykroyd, you don't really see that much anymore, but yeah, it was more kind of like those realization of the original SNL cast.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I always find that's what SNL does best as well. Not only introducing new comedy talents, but also introducing people who are hot right now, and you might not know that they're good.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's gonna happen to me and Awkwafina right now.
Yeah.
So should we go into the episode?
Yeah, let's go with it.
Cool. So cold open. Let's start from that. More Brett Kavanaugh
stuff. So I liked it. I thought it was funny. Like, 'cause we talked last time about SNL bringing in special guests for the cold open and how if they were going to continue to do that and if that was the right thing or not. So I was interested to see what they did this time. And this time was just like, I thought it was a great, funny cold open that used all the cast really well.
I like the format.
Yeah, the format was really...
The
post-game locker room thing was really simple, really funny. Everyone got a little bit of time to the camera to make like one or two jokes. Yeah, it was great. I thought it was really good. The makeup for Mitch McConnell.
I see Mitch McConnell here. Mitch, how are you feeling?
That was awesome! Woo!
Do you feel like this is a win you can be proud of?
Oh, hell yeah, Dana. Republicans read the mood of the country, and we could tell that people really wanted Kavanaugh.
That's what I was gonna say. Was he doing that thing with his face last week when he was just kind of like a mouse?
No, I think they made the makeup look a lot better for him.
Right?
They had their jowl going. It was really good.
I know, it was exactly like the guy. I was like, wow. Like, I don't think that happened last week. Yeah, I really like that. And also, this kind of cold open like showcased that in this season, maybe even last season, they actually learned how to utilize the whole cast in some cool ways. And then I thought about the whole episode. Everyone gets a moment, basically, I mean, most people, like, they kind of, like, replace, maybe Kenan Thompson's not going to be in the first one that much, but, like, he gets a lot of time in this one. But, like, they're actually, it's not like, there's, like, the main talent or, like, couple free people. It's not the Will Ferrell show anymore or something.
No, they kind of spread it around. I think there are still some people that get more love than others. Of course, think, like,
because they are probably more talented.
I think Kate McKinnon and Pete Davidson is still getting a lot of love. But
I'm just glad that there's those sketches that like basically.
But yeah, you're right.
Show love to everyone.
There are, and there were a lot of the sketches this week were featured like a lot of the cast. Yeah, it was great.
Big cast.
And I thought the cold open was really funny.
Yeah,
so it was great.
It was good. Let's go into the monologue, which I think, like, actually after our conversation last week. That was a pretty good monologue. She was, to me, I mean, like, she was, clearly she's good speaking in front of people, being natural about it.
I thought that she came across really well. I think she was really confident. She didn't seem nervous. You could tell she was, like, naturally funny.
She wasn't nervous.
Like, her timing was quite good. But it wasn't really, like, a monologue, per se, because it wasn't really that funny. It was mostly, like... And that doesn't mean it was bad, because it's quite like sentimental about what it means to be an Asian American.
The Lucy Liu bit was amazing.
Yeah, hosting SNL and the people that came before her, like Lucy Liu. And so there were like a few jokes scattered in there, which were fine, but it was more of a sentimental opening than it was a monologue, which is fine.
And I remember how important that episode was for me and how it totally changed what I thought was possible for an Asian American woman. And
maybe not like it doesn't have to be hilarious, you know.
No.
You don't like force it, basically.
Yeah,
You know,
a lot of the normal hosts who aren't comedians really like lean into the jokes a lot and really try and like milk it and think they have to like really force the punchline and stuff. Where she you could tell from the beginning she was going to be really confident, really funny.
Yeah.
So that was really good.
good, not bad. Let's go into the sketches. So maybe you start.
So
I don't. Yeah,
the first one was the dance battle one.
Yeah, but was that your favorite?
To me, this was an episode with a lot of. If we're going to play the meh category, to me, this is like a very average SNL episode in the sense that there were no sketches were really bad, but there were none that I'm going to remember for ages to come, and none that I could see turning into ones that they do over and over again, with the exception of the ones that were ones that they already do over and over again. So there was a lot of very fine ones. The dance battle one was funny, but like it's one of those ones where as soon as they played the Price is Right music the first time, you could see, okay, they're just going to do another game show song. Like you can see where the joke is going. It's funny, it's fine, it's good, it's kind of normal. The only thing I would say about that sketch was when Travis Scott came out at the end, he was funny and kind of seemed to get into
For
it.
a musical guest.
But which was weird because did you watch the promos with him?
No, I haven't seen the promos actually for this week.
Go ahead and check the promos with him. He is weird in the promos. He's just standing there like.
I think he's shy, man. I saw his.
No, it wasn't that he was shy. It's almost like he had a lobotomy or something. He was just there, like his jaw kind of open, like just kind of staring into the camera. It was super weird.
I'm saying that he's shy because I saw his interview on Jimmy Fallon. And they were kind of like talking, and he seems like a smart dude, and he just seems shy, basically.
Yeah, but
Because
he brought good
floor.
energy in that first sketch, though.
Oh yeah, and like he's got some moves. And
Chris Redd can dance, though.
I think it was actually a cool like moment when all the cast members kind of showing their moves, and the crowd was just kind of going like, "Woo!"
Yeah,
I like that. And
he almost danced too well for the sketch.
Yeah,
because the whole point is that they're kind of like dancing kind of weird and stuff. So, but when his last dance move he was almost too good. You were almost like, whoa, that's quite good actually. So that was funny.
I think that sketch also had like my favorite line, and I don't know why it's so funny to me, but the baby tooth thing.
What kind of name is Baby Teeth, dude?
I got one baby tooth, and it ain't going nowhere.
Respect.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff you like. Just those like weird random lines.
Yeah.
That's good.
It wasn't bad, but like you said, it's very hard for me to pick like my favorite or even my like the worst sketch to me this week because it's all a little bit middle ground, you know.
I think maybe we might differ then on what was your
what
favorite?
Would I say? Because it was between the what's called the late night battle. I think that's what
the
it's
dance
called.
battle one.
That's what they called it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I laughed the most. I mean, it's maybe the stupidest thing. The Ted Cruz rally thing.
That was funny. My favorite, I did like that one. My favorite bit of that one was the confetti cannon where it comes out and it's just like slop. Yeah, that was good. My favorite one was the because this is probably I have a feeling this is going to be maybe one of your least favorite ones. Mine was the magician one. Do you want to date a magician?
Yeah, well, takes us to the next thing. Yeah, but
because I knew there was a lot of breaking in that sketch.
Yeah,
but it was just so like weird and.
But tell me, why were they laughing? I hate it. Like this is gonna lead us to like the next thing, which is actually breaking character because it's cool when I'm in on the joke, and here I felt like the camera is pointing on the opposite direction at what they're laughing at.
That is true.
And I'm not in there. I'm not in on a joke, and I like the setup of this sketch. You know.
Yeah.
Because what did Awkwafina say? Like, what was her line? Why is she doing this?
Tracy, why do you want to date a magician?
Well, I just got out of a 2-year relationship with a DJ, so I'm not feeling that picky.
Well, that's fine. Now
Keenan had those nails.
Yeah. So, and I think that's what they were. I think Leslie Jones was cracking up at Kenan Thompson. I think he was doing something off camera. But you're right. It's better when you can like see what's going on and feel like you're a part of it. But the one thing I will say that I'll agree with you on is that Pete Davidson can't seem to keep a straight face in any sketch.
Yeah, exactly.
He's turning into like the Jimmy Fallon of this kind of season.
But Jimmy Fallon was endearing. Like, this guy is just annoying.
That's true.
I'm the guy for you. I once snorted a billiard ball to impress Wilmer Valderrama. But enough about me. I better hold my tongue.
That's true. Jimmy Fallon like kind of turned it into a whole late night talk show career of kind of just giggling at everything. But yeah, Pete Davidson seems to do it because it's almost like he doesn't care, so he's laughing. Whereas Jimmy Fallon seemed to be laughing because he thought everything was funny. But yeah, I haven't seen a sketch yet where he can keep it together.
But it was a normal line. Because he did like a David Blaine kind of guy where he hurts himself.
No, he had some funny stuff, but he just can't keep it together. He came out and he couldn't say the first line. Exactly. There must have been something going on backstage or something in rehearsal, but like even so, I think you have to like earn your right. It sounds stupid, but like earn your right to break a little bit. Definitely. Like if you're constantly breaking, the novelty kind of wears off. Whereas if you go like 3 or 4 episodes in a row and then you do something, then it's like kind of funny because it seems like you're trying really hard. But if you're just laughing at everything and you can't even pull off a character, then I don't know. But it was still my favorite sketch just because it was the weird.
But let's go into like the topic that I had, which is basically breaking. What do you think about it? I
like it. In, like I said, in small doses. Like, for example, when they had the 40th anniversary. What was the big anniversary they did? It was the 40th one, 40th, right? Yeah. Where they had the special show and all that. And they did the compilation of That's When You Break. You know, they had the song with Adam Sandler sang that song.
Oh, yeah.
And they showed a compilation of, like, people breaking character like throughout all the seasons. That was maybe my favorite bit of the show. I love awesome, that. Yeah. But it only is funny if it happens irregularly. If it happens all the time, then it's just kind of, you're just like, you're not invested in the sketch anymore. And it just becomes a show watching people giggle, which is a bit weird.
And what do you think is your favorite? Like, if you can remember, like, what's your favorite break? There's a lot of them. There's a lot of good ones.
I can't remember the name of the sketch. Most of the to be fair, the one that happened recently, the alien abduction stuff with Ryan Gosling. That stuff is pretty good. There's also a series of sketches, the Scared Straight sketches, where they've done it for years. Where there's, I think in the most recent episodes, it's Jason Sudeikis would play like a police officer, and they would bring in prisoners.
When he sits down on the thing, it's like
exactly. Those
are good.
They've done that for years, but like there's a bunch of those ones where guys are breaking. It's really good.
I really like the Californians in recent years.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I actually I watched a video of Bill Hader telling that story the other day. When they started doing the sketch, he came in. And Fred Armisen, instead of saying like how they would say it, and like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
He would start like, "What are you doing here?" And like that straight away like killed him and Kristen Wiig, and basically from that point on, it basically got worse and worse. Like how we remember it, right? I really like that one, and and basically all the Stefan stuff.
Yeah, that stuff is great. But like, and it's cool when there's like a story behind it, because the Stefan stuff, the story behind it was that like John Mulaney used to write like different stuff on the cards that went out during the live show than he did during the rehearsals. So Bill Hader would read something and think it was going to be something else, and he had written a new line at the last minute. So that stuff is funny, but the Magician sketch isn't going to go down as like one of those great ones. But of that show, it was the weirdest because there's weird characters and it was like a funny concept. Like, I don't know. It was just, I like the weirder they get, the better for me. And that one was good.
But do you think sometimes they do it to make the sketch funnier? Like they kind of forcing the laughs where they shouldn't?
That's when I think it can be good, when the sketch is just like so weird and it's bombing and they know it's bombing and they're just laughing. But that sketch wasn't bombing. It was funny.
It was funny.
I think like Pete Davidson laughed in the first 3 seconds he was out on stage.
Yeah.
So
and then it went down.
So was that your least favorite one then?
That was the one that I wanted to introduce category, like what happened? You know?
Well, I'm sure like someone,
because it could have been good.
Yeah.
And then
That would have been one. That would have been one maybe where it would have been better had they just stayed in character.
But let's talk about the bad ones. I think because I mean, there's also them meh. But I guess the episode was like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of meh ones. Like the Egypt one.
Egypt one
was kind of meh.
Poor Cecily Strong this episode, man. Because like it seemed as if she's got something, and then she keeps doing it over and over and over and again until it stops being funny. You know, her in that sketch in Cleopatra, and she was like, "Oh yeah," and, you know, like get out of here, Caesar. You know, she kept like pushing the like girl thing.
Yeah, I mean, I get the concept of it, like.
There was some funny lines in that one.
Yeah,
though,
it
was. Kind of like play on words.
Yeah, like a lot of like ancient Egypt jokes,
yeah,
which was fun. But for me, the one that I just didn't understand was the baby shower one.
Oh yeah, see the same thing. Cecily Strong just had to push it and push it.
No, but like at least the Egypt one, I understood. Okay, I get the joke. I get what they're trying to do. Like they're stylists, and they were doing like speaking like they would on like episode of the Kardashians, but it was ancient Egypt. Okay, fine. The baby shower one, I didn't even get why it was meant to be funny. Like
it gets weird.
I didn't get the premise of it. I don't know. That one was just weird. I was just looking like, wait.
I know. What's the basic concept of
what's
this?
the concept here? Like, okay, she has a friend. I didn't know. I didn't know what was happening in that sketch.
I completely agree. Do you think?
And Awkwafina was like, she was fine. Like it wasn't her fault. But when she was saying she was going to take down all the baby, all the decorations, and she pulls down the sign and then just kind of knocks the balloon. It was just weird.
I know, it was just weird. It was a weird sketch.
I didn't get it.
Should I feel bad that I completely didn't like Pumpkin Patch?
I kind of like.
I just thought it was such a cheap joke.
Yes, I'm with you on that, but whatever. I like that stuff.
Why was there a Halloween sketch right now? By the way, we still got like a month. Right?
I don't know.
Because there's like Happy Halloween from SNL. I'm like, dude, it's still like, what is it like?
Yeah, and they're gonna have at least one episode, if not two more episodes.
Isn't Seth Meyers' episode going to be
next week? So
no, even further on.
Yeah, they'll have at least 2 episodes for Halloween.
That's what I found so weird. Like, why do a Halloween sketch right now? And this one's not the best one you can probably do. Like, bring back what was the Tom Hanks one? You know, when he was dressed as the weird elevator dude, like David S. Pumpkins?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's hilarious. I just want that back. I don't want this like...
I have to admit, I kind of like the pump the pumpkin stuff. It was funny. And the end where he gives them all the pumpkins and he says, you know...
the music kicks in.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. But yeah, it's the type of thing that if I showed to like my girlfriend or something, she would hate it.
She'd probably dump you.
No, she would hate it. But it's like kind of childish and whatever. I like it. I like when like they're like playing stupid, and I don't know, it's kind of funny. That one was all right, but it falls into like the same kind of like meh
forgettable
for me, like where most of the sketches from this episode do. So, and same with the Cricket wireless ad, the one with the text.
Yeah, see, I completely forgot about that already.
Yeah, I mean it's very U.S. centric.
Yeah,
I guess we're recording from London, and neither of us are American, so sometimes the kind of American references. Like, I understand it, but it's just not that relatable to you. So I'm sure maybe if you're living...
It wasn't even funny enough for me to kind of like dig deeper into the origin of the joke. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll do it. You know, like I think there was the coffee joke last week with Adam Driver, right? I think that was like a thing that...
But like, so this one was basically just that actually happened. Like there's this new... a presidential text alert system in the U.S. where if there's like a national emergency, the government can send a text that reaches everyone's phone in the U.S. And they did a test of it the week before, so everyone was saying, "Oh, now Donald Trump can text everyone." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they should not give that to him. All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about music first?
I want to talk about Travis Scott.
Great to me.
Because I have some like thoughts on it.
I don't listen to him. I thought the performance was great after the Kanye West bullshit.
Yeah. Have you listened to Astro World?
Not yet, and I will.
Because I haven't listened to it either, but I've heard like great reviews.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. But he was never in my kind of ballpark, you know.
But I have to say that after listening to this thing, I think he's fine. But it made me. I probably now won't listen to Astro World.
Why?
Just nothing wrong with the performances. It's just like the auto-tune kind of
that's his
rap
style, right?
is just not really my thing.
I get it.
I have a random side story about Travis Scott. The last time I saw him before SNL was I went to a Drake concert.
Oh yeah.
And he fell into a hole in the middle of the stage.
Was that him?
Yeah, I was
shit.
at that. He came on as a guest, and they had this giant hole in the middle of the stage where this big globe is meant to come up at the end because it was the Boy Meets World tour, so the world was meant to come up at the end. And during Travis Scott's set on stage, he fell into the hole and broke it.
Dude.
And then Drake came out at the end and gave everyone in the audience their money back, which was cool.
Oh yeah, you got your money back.
Yeah.
Oh wow. How long did it take him to did he actually perform for a little bit, or he just
he
went
fell
straight
into the
it?
hole, and we're like, where did he go? And then Drake pulled him out. To be fair, he didn't stop singing, he didn't stop rapping. They continued on with the show.
You think that's why Drake was just played off of the tape in this performance? He didn't want to. No, I'm kidding.
No, but it's true because it's one of the things that you kind of miss about SNL. Maybe going back is that one, I think. I mean, maybe this is a cliche thing to say, but you feel like they used to break smaller bands, that they used to have smaller bands on that not everyone knew. And two, it'd be nice to see someone do a proper live performance on SNL.
It's true. And this one, you could actually see the laptop in the back.
Yeah, Travis Scott's stuff was fine, particularly the second song he did where he was kind of laying on his back and there was astral. So see that's the type of performance I would have hoped from Kanye West, kind of cool, a bit different, weird camera angles, some lighting, there was water. It was fun. It was clearly they were trying something new in a live environment. I wasn't a huge fan of the song, but at least he tried something.
Looked beautiful, when they opened the shot and kind of the water.
Yeah, they were kind of trying to, I guess, maybe not push the boundaries, but at least do something interesting for live TV. But
sure.
What did you think of it?
I loved it. I mean, it's the same thing. I didn't go into Spotify and I got to find these songs.
Yeah. But the
Yeah, it's not my style, but I felt because I listened to the beats as well, and I felt that was kind of cool. How the music sounded. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of kind of auto-tune stuff, but I felt after last week, that was an improvement. Definitely an improvement. We can update, which I think is very consistently becoming the best part of the show. Yeah, it is. I think you spoke about it last week a lot, and it made me actually pay more attention to how good they are.
They're really good.
Very strong.
It's the best joke writing on the show, and they're now the co-head writers.
Yeah,
the show.
You can actually look forward to it.
Yeah, their interplay going back and forth is always good. Yeah, it's the bit I look forward to most.
And this week I loved what the cast members did. When Pete Davidson.
Yeah, when he came in, and then they had the Trump sons,
which I said last week I love.
Yeah, those guys. It's great.
The puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody. You gotta.
No, they're great. And Pete Davidson's stuff was good, but it's just interesting that they're just bringing him on as himself. It's just so.
But now it works to me. That's the only thing that works.
Is it? I mean, I have to go back and look. But is that a first in SNL history for a cast member to be brought on consistently, not as a character, but just they play themselves?
And you mean not doing songs? Because, in a way, Adam Sandler and Jimmy Fallon were kind of themselves. And I wrote a song for Hanukkah. I wrote this.
Yeah, but they were always doing a bit.
Yeah.
I guess.
But you're talking about just a guy talking about
he's
something.
and here's Pete Davidson, cast member, to talk about himself and his life. It's just...
That's actually something worth researching, because now it's regular, isn't it?
It's regular.
Yeah.
He's done a few, even before all the Ariana Grande stuff, he would come on and do just a mini stand-up set.
To be honest, if next week the same thing happens, we should research that. Let's look into it, because if he does 3 weeks in a row just being himself, talking about his experiences and all that,
I don't know if it's good or bad, because it's the thing he's best at on the show, is just being himself.
But it's also keeping the show fresh. They they don't have to do the same thing they've been doing for 40 years all the time.
And he's good at I really liked how they talked about the Kanye stuff and how he made fun of himself, kind of the self-deprecating. When he showed the picture of the hat, it's good. It's really good. He's great at it.
Yeah.
But I have to say though, I haven't yet. I need to properly check out his stand-up. I haven't done that yet.
I think I've seen bits and pieces. I know he talks a lot about his dad.
Yeah,
Because
I
he
need to
died,
properly
yeah.
check that out because he's essentially doing stand up on Weekend Update, and it's
pretty
it's quite
much.
good. So I need to check that out.
I think I saw like a bit of it on YouTube, and in the long run, it was kind of annoying. Like I think like a lot of things with him. Like the more
You're
you watch,
really not a Pete Davidson fan.
I'm turning into a Pete Davidson fan, but I'm still going to be pretty
Like
critical.
it's going to be a long season if you're not a Pete Davidson fan. I think he's going to be
Yeah, you might be right.
feature heavily in this.
But
season.
I love him on the Weekend Update, and it's
Yeah.
actually making it part of it. Like after Bill Hader left, and they didn't have that kind of consistent. I think no, actually, what am I saying? Like right now, they do have some consistent bits. They got the Trump brothers.
Yeah.
They got Ruth Ginsburg,
Yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yeah, Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon doing that thing, and Pete Davidson doing this.
Yeah.
So it's pretty solid. There
Yeah.
were times where they were trying different things every week.
And I don't even think. I mean, it's good that they have that. It kind of breaks it up, but I would happily watch those guys just go back and forth, like for another
not
extra
growing old
2
for
or
me.
3 minutes. Like it's pretty good. Like they had the funniest bit of the show to me, which is the Law and Order bit.
Oh, yeah.
Where they showed like this is what the Law and Order episode would have been for the FBI investigation.
That's-
It's like, well, you can go then. It was great. I mean, they're the best bit of the show.
So should we wrap it up? Who do you think won the episode? It's hard for me this week. It's hard for me. Like,
I think I would have said Awkwafina, but the sketches weren't good enough for
The
her
writing
to show.
didn't
So
do
I
it for
think
her.
if you put her on another episode with some better sketches, I think she crushes it. I can't say Pete Davidson. To me, it's Colin Jost and Michael Che. Like they're just solid. Like in a episode where most of the sketches were fine, Weekend Update stood out as being fantastic.
you might actually be right. I was gonna say, but it's not because of the sketches or what she did, but like a lot of Heidi Gardner.
Yeah, she featured heavily.
And I like her. I think she just needs to find her characters, and she could be really good at them.
Yeah, but they didn't put her too many. They put her more as like the straight man in these. Like she was giving the setups, not the punchlines. Like she was the host
Yeah.
or something. So,
But she's good at that.
No, she is good at that. But I'd like to see her do more. Like,
Still nothing from Ego, the new cast member.
she was in the late night
But
dance
just standing
stuff,
in the
but she
back.
had like one line.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they're still warming her up, I
yeah,
guess.
she'll get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall,
Kind of a
solid
solid,
SNL
not
episode.
terrible,
down the middle.
Yeah, down in the
average
middle.
SNL episode.
It's good to see that Awkwafina is pretty talented, and then
Yeah.
we're definitely going to see more of her. We got Seth Meyers next week.
I'm really looking
yeah,
forward to that.
That's a big one.
Because it's always good when they. I wonder. Do you think he'll host Weekend Update or do something on Weekend Update?
Ooh, good question. I hope so. Well, I don't know.
I think they'll
do
bring him on
something.
Weekend Update. They'll do some sort of
Like 3 of them?
3 of them, or they'll do some joke where it's like I don't know, like where he's coming back. They'll do something with Weekend Update.
You think
in
Amy
Seth Meyers.
Poehler's,
I hope so.
You think Amy Poehler's going to show up? Maybe she shouldn't. I think they've done it before, right?
I don't know. But I'm looking forward to that episode.
Because that was the really.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, they might do that.
They might do that.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's good.
Maybe something when they take over.
Yeah. I can't remember last time they've had an old Weekend Update host come back or Weekend Update anchor, and if they've come back on to do it again. I don't know, but we'll see.
We'll see.
It'll be a good one.
All right. So I guess we tune out.
Yep.
We'll see everyone next week for Seth Meyers.
Yep. Next week.
All right.
Bye.
We're out.